Yo, what about Stuart Little, bro?
Dude,
wait,
Stuart,
please.
Hey, dude, play Stuart Little 2. Stuart Little 2, 100%,
if I
bro.
got a second, you know what? If I got a second submission, sure, I'll submit Stuart.
No, that should be
But
your
like, if I only
priority.
get
Stuart
the
Little 2, 100%.
only get the bro, if I only bro, if I only get the one
it's
submission,
your legacy. It's your legacy game. Stuart Little 2.
dude. If that's my legacy.
Legacy.
Even though nobody asked, we delivered. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. My name is Nestani.
I am Jaxler.
I'm DECosmic.
I'm Coley. You littering fool! How dare
That's
you?
going to be a $10,000 fine. You seen those shit on the side of the road that says
What?
$10,000 littering fine
Yeah.
that never gets enacted ever? That's what we're going to do to you. So now you owe us $10,000.
Wow.
All of us.
This is the guy that's burning all the water with his AI models.
Yeah, dude, he's prompting
What?
AI
That's actually-
every single day. People have been.
That's what's on his shelf in the background. It's actually all his
okay.
drives for his servers and stuff. Yeah, he's just made them look like.
Well, that would actually
PlayStation
be the
discs
ethical
for-
use of AI because he's using his own power. So you kind of shot yourself in the foot there.
Dude,
I don't
we're
know
throwing
anything
stones from
about
glass
Siri or
houses.
whatever
You
people do
fucking,
with it.
you fucking like pan the camera out or move it to the side, and y'all are fucking cooked. I've seen your room, Nestani.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could see my
Yeah,
whole
you-
room. What about it?
Yeah.
I have 3 desktop computers in my room.
Don't fucking make fun of someone else's mess if you weren't gonna admit to your own. That's what I'm
My room is clean.
I feel like 3 computers
What
is
are
a
you talking
flex.
about?
Yeah,
My
your
room is
room
always
is-
clean.
I
Actually,
feel like
and
I-
that's literally not even remotely true.
it literally is. There's nothing
they
on
weren't
my
I've
making
seen the
fun of-
state your bed has been in.
There's not even an album.
Cole
on the
was making
door.
fun of
What?
Cole was making fun of my opening bit,
in past
bro.
episodes. Absolutely.
That's all. This is not a personal
Yeah, when I'm
attack.
doing
no
laundry,
personal
bro,
attack is
like,
happening
what
on
do you
me.
mean?
Cole was just making fun of my opening bit. That's all that was.
All right.
This guy's never
I
been
was
inside
trying
of
to
my
come
room
down
or
here.
inside of me, and he's trying to talk about my room.
Yeah,
This is
neither
crazy.
has any woman.
It's crazy. If I could take this off, I would show you that my room is spotless because it just is. Because that's the natural state of order. Anyway, guys, speaking of the natural state of order, we actually murdered the entire. Oh, I'm hearing microwave talk. I should turn off the stream.
Oh, you mean?
Still watching.
Dude, I love
Solid
how
choice at
Dude,
least.
we're both pocket watching right now.
Yeah,
That's
I was.
crazy.
Well, he's playing Mass Effect. What do you want from me?
I was about. Damn it! I was gonna guess what he was gonna play.
But speaking about the natural state of order, yeah, back to my segue, not to be confused with the motorized vehicle, or non-motorized vehicle.
Not to be confused with the thing I got ran over by once.
I think I just got a
Your
video.
story.
I'm sorry.
Have I
What a
told that
segue.
story on the podcast of me getting run over by a Segway?
So
Have I told that story
I
here?
feel like it's
Cosmic.
kind of self-explanatory.
No, it's more complicated than that because it
did
starts
a
with my brother.
randomizer,
Well, anyway,
which is the
yeah, we'll move
unnatural
on.
state of the order. We actually broke the natural state of the universe
We
this
did.
past Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. That's correct.
Branching
Yeah.
timelines.
And this guy loves randomizers now, guys.
Dude, we fixed him.
He's addicted now. He's been doing it every
he's a
single night.
junkie.
Like
is
he
a
hasn't been
junkie.
streaming the 103 grind because he's been so addicted to doing randomizers
Yep.
every night. That's the reason. There's no other reason. There's no like valid reasons or anything. It's
Yep.
just because he loves
Totally not.
randomizers and he's just been doing them in his free time at night.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
man.
right.
Addicted.
He was telling me, he was like, "Do you know how to get that Resident Evil Requiem randomizer?" Like,
Yeah, he needed like drugs. Like he
Okay.
always ends every day, every call by saying he needs to go shower. But we all know that he's leaving to go like do
Yeah.
some randomizer bullshit in the
Yeah,
back.
he's
you know?
showering.
Cleanse
himself and
myself with some
random
randomizers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had him share his screen, so then like in like the task manager thing, we like ban RE9 from his.
Wait, you
computer.
did a
Like,
shower
can't even
call with
activate the. No, not in the
Yep.
shower. Well, the point is that he's not.
I'm trying to turn it on your head. Sorry. Ooh, I made a mangy.
The
Sorry.
point is,
Continue.
Cosmic. Talk to us.
It's gay.
What?
Wow.
Look, man,
What-
all I gotta say is, well, everybody knows that's like at least half true. So, I just gotta say the best dry shampoo, is Resident Evil Requiem Randomizer for sure.
The best dry shampoo.
Dry
Have you never heard of
No,
dry
I
shampoo?
know what
I've
dry
heard of
shampoo
it,
is, but
but
what's
it's
the
like-
analogy?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what you're getting.
I'm
at. Dry
just
shampoo's pretty
extending
good.
the metaphor. No, No, I'm just extending the metaphor of I'm going to shower.
Oh,
Yes.
Dude,
I see what you mean.
That was
My
that
bad.
was,
It was
no,
a
we
little
gotta
too
restart.
big
We
stretch,
gotta
bro.
restart the fucking episode.
you are
man.
you're like stretching all of it. You are a yoga instructor right now. The way you be stretching, that's
You
crazy.
are a
work.
Wii Fit trainer. Yeah.
You're like the one
Good
yoga
job.
instructor that's not getting fucked. It's crazy.
Well, anyway, so
Whoa.
yeah, I mean, I did have fun. I did.
Anyone else hear
It's
that? Am I the only one that heard that? Like,
I don't know what it was, but I'm just blazing past it.
it was a little mean, but let's continue.
Yeah, I don't want to know it now. But yeah, no, the randomizer or archipelago thing was pretty fun. I feel like that's probably the part that I had the most fun with was like being able to do something with y'all.
yeah, that's because I'm cool.
And like do a little like co-op, like a co-op progression playthrough. It's like, you know, it's a tier removed from actual doing like split screen co-op in like, let's say, you know, like Left 4 Dead 2 or something,
Sure.
but it's everybody working towards, you know, a common goal. And honestly, at some point I feel like I leaned a little bit too heavily into yelling at Cole to go and get my my item, you know.
It also doesn't help that it was like,
But,
can you get these
it was
items
funny,
in the
though.
biggest dungeon in the whole game?
Hey, I
But
had
you
no
didn't know.
control over that.
That is
all right?
true.
Yeah.
I guess just for some
I had-
context, obviously Cosmic was playing DMC3. Cole was playing Twilight
Yeah.
Princess. I was playing Frog Monster.
Dog shit game.
And then, yeah. Thanks, man. And then Nestani was playing Pokemon Platinum. And so we had Deathlink on, which basically means that
well, they
if
had death.
one of us,
If I'm
well,
dying, you dying with me. That's what
exactly.
Deathlink is.
So it was basically mutually assured destruction. And so we were testing that out as well. But like it just kind of. So I need to pick a different game next time. Is the lesson that we all learned. Not that Frog Monster is
Yeah.
Well, it just didn't work
so
with the games we were all playing.
I think there's just not enough stopping you from
Yeah,
progressing. in
you
Frog Monster.
literally.
You're too good at the
like,
game.
You're
I
a
think
that's
master.
kinda
I'm
like
too
the-
good at that's
Yeah.
actually low key the problem.
literally
That
the
too,
problem.
Is I'm
yeah.
kind of too
that
good at
too,
the game.
yeah.
And I've played too much of the rando solo that I kind of know exactly what I need
You
to
play
be
that
doing.
shit solo?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
really fun solo. Yeah.
There's so. Have you
Bro.
never tuned into a Jaxler 1 stream?
No, he doesn't tune into my streams because he fucking hates good video games, man.
Ooh.
It's frustrating out in these streets.
Who plays?
I don't know. Transformers were for Cybertron.
Archipelago by
Pretty good game.
themselves. I feel like that. Like
So
you,
I just used the Archipelago
Well, that's just called a
setup to
randomizer.
just play the rando standalone.
yeah, I feel like you have to play.
Yeah.
With, I feel like that's like the point of the. No,
So
is this?
It
I
depends.
feel like Archipelago.
no. You're
equal
misunderstanding what I'm saying. You're
Friend. Archipelago
misunderstanding.
equal friend.
You're misunderstanding. So I'm playing a randomizer by myself.
Yeah, I
But
know.
the only way that I can play the rando by myself is to use the Archipelago tools. People play solo
Yeah, that's
randomizers
fine.
all
I'm
the
still
fucking
gonna
time.
like. Why are you playing a randomizer by yourself?
But
Because it's fun.
that's yeah. I mean, people do that all the time.
Yeah.
We were just talking about
Yeah, I know.
RE9.
I'm with you, Cosmic. That's what I'm saying. Is that like like you can't play randomizer by
Oh.
yourself?
This
I feel like it's only
think this
acceptable
is
to
not
play
the curveball that I
randomizers when you're
expected
with other
today.
people. Thoughts?
See,
Oh, so you're
and that is
comparing it
where
to
my-
social
so-
drinking is what you're saying.
So this
Yes.
is
Sure.
not the curveball that I expected because a lot of my criticism about randomizers is playing them by yourself. Is just like it's basically somebody cashing in on being a variety streamer while also playing their core game. It's like,
I mean, I
I
don't
can't do
stream
another first place.
That's the thing.
No, I'm not
Dude, you don't
criticizing
stream
you.
it
I'm
either.
not
What are we
criticizing
doing?
you.
He's just playing randomizers by himself in
No,
his
he's-
room
he's
at 3
played-
p.m.
He's played a. He's.
Well,
No,
no, not
he's-
at fucking 3 p.m. Hell
Oh,
no.
sorry,
I'm
3
actually,
a.m. My
doing-
bad. I
No,
sorry.
not 3
I fucked up his
I
clock.
I don't stay up till 3 a.m. anymore. This is blatant fucking
That's
character
good.
assassination at this point. This is fucking
I
stupid, man.
feel like I've seen you stream it before, but
I've streamed it a couple of times, but like
What
I
was I
just
gonna say?
I
think-
just play it on my own now. I was just
I'm
kind of
just
like
playing
a,
that. I don't
turn
like
my
it.
brain off and just do something.
Playing a randomizer.
Yeah, yeah.
With here's the thing. At least with like a game that you know very very well. I only know one game. Night of 100 Fright. Yep.
What do we do? Night of 100. Are you part Italian, Cole? Are you? part
Listen to
Italian?
me. Here we. Yeah. Okay. But
Yeah,
so
I was
if you are playing
I'm
just a
mostly
randomizer by
Italian, so-
yourself, if you have logic on, it's like okay, I'm just playing the game to the end, but with extra steps. But if you're playing with no logic on, then that's a little more fun
No
when you're
logic,
playing
no
on your
bitches, no hoes.
Because then it's
Yeah, I
like,
tell you
will
what,
I
man.
beat it? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Or
if you
it's
have
like-
logic, then
if-
it's like, okay, I'm gonna beat it. It's just gonna be a little more tedious.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is I usually like to
Yeah.
do, like, it's almost like, at least for Frog Monster specifically, like I obviously I've tried the Night of 100 Frights randomizer, like in Archipelago and solo, and it just, both of those were not for me. But like the thing for Frog Monster for me
Archipelago.
is it kind of restricts my tool set. So it's like I have to, it like kind of in a way forces me to play the game, like actually moment to moment, play a lot differently every single time. And that was kind of something that came up when we played Archipelago, is for most of the start of the Archipelago, I did not have any source of healing at all. Like I had no spells
I remember
whatsoever.
you saying that.
And so that kind of forced me to play a lot different than I normally would, you know, because at the start of the game, casually you get like the best healing spell in the game, which is Fireball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
So-
Cosmic, since, if you don't mind me interrupting, were you
No,
finished?
this is fine. I will continue to
Okay.
talk about the game too much,
Okay.
so go ahead. This is a good
So
idea.
DMC3, you've speedrun it.
Yes.
One of, if not your favorite game of all time.
It's top 2 at the very least, and it often oscillates between 1 and 2.
So how was your
Yes.
experience like playing the game in this different way?
So a lot of what I started doing, like, so I always tell people that I would replay the DMC games all the time before I even knew what speedrunning was. And there was like a point where I wanted to find a way to get S ranks on like the hardest difficulty in DMC. This is when I was like 17, you know.
Damn.
Is like I wanted to find rather unorthodox setups that wouldn't seem like great at first to get like highest ranks possible on different missions. So there was stuff where like I experimented with Navon, the guitar weapon, as well as using like that with like Gunslinger and a couple of different, like I would play Navon with Gunslinger style on, and it was like I had Navon, probably the double swords, and then like shotgun and the crossbow Artemis, which is like an energy crossbow. And I had like at least 4 or 5 different setups for like these different ways to play the game, but also that was 20 years ago, so I had to like relearn a lot of stuff this time around. So, you know,
Yeah, because you're probably
well,
playing with weapon
19
sets that
years
you
ago.
haven't
20 years
used
ago,
in
I was
forever.
8.
this is the thing. Yeah. This is the thing is like, let me tell you something. DMC3 speedruns, if Royal Guard, I'm blazing past that too. This is also a character assassination. So, DMC3, when you play it with like the speedrun moveset and like the speedrun tools, you're not using like 90% of what is in this game.
Yeah.
And if the game did not have Royal Guard, which I'll go over a couple of things that Royal Guard wants you to do, like allows you to do in a moment here, but the run would be like half an hour slower probably if we couldn't use Royal Guard. So not only that, but I had to start with one of the wackest weapons in the game, also one of the coolest, which is Navon, the guitar. And then I also had Cerberus as well. And then like, but I also had to start with Spiral, the sniper rifle. Like Cerberus is a good weapon, like a really good weapon. But Navon and Spiral, unless you have like a setup that supplements them well, they're not really much to write home about on their own. So Navon was a lot of like kind of fumbling around with Swordmaster, which is the style that I was forced to start with. Because the styles were pickups, you know, instead of just leveling them.
Yeah.
Like I could just pick one and then level it through the game or whatever. And Royal Guard is what we use. And like Swordmaster is pretty good if you have like Beowulf, because Beowulf gets access to like 3 of the most damaging moves in the game.
Was that
with
one of the things that
Swordmaster.
you were desperate to find?
Yeah, he was yelling.
Yeah,
at
Like,
me about
was that in my game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was yelling
It
about
was,
a lot
but
of
then you
things the
beat it,
whole
and
time.
So let me tell you something, Cole, is
Yeah.
that like as soon as you finished your game, I got everything from the speed run that I need, that like I would normally use, except for like level 2 Royal Guard. I got level 1 Royal Guard. But like I had that, I had Rebellion, which is the default starting sword. I had Ebony and Ivory, the pistols, and I had Beowulf. And I was just like, oh, it's fucking go time.
Yeah, that is what
You know,
that
like,
is what you said, right? When
there,
that happened.
there is a point where like, if people that are familiar with DMC3 watch the video, they will realize that of the last like 6 levels of the game, I skipped like 80% of that total portion of the game, basically. Just because of the items that I already had that these guys had unlocked for me. Like there's literally a point where in mission 15, which you finished your game when I was on mission 14. So I got through mission 14 pretty quick. Got to 15. In 15, the tower rotates and you have to go find different pieces, like 3 different pieces of a jewel to power an elevator. And this can take a while because there's some traversal that you have to do. You have to do a couple of fights, blah, blah, blah. That sort of thing. I had all those items and I just walked to the elevator and turned it on and walked to mission 16. Like, that was
so
it.
just totally
Like,
It's kind of nice.
I looked at my split and it was like, I don't know, less than 2 minutes. That mission is normally like at least 3 or 4.
That's awesome.
So it was just like, damn.
Yeah.
And then like on mission 16, you have to go to 2 different areas and do like 3 pretty important fights and get these 2 items to then progress to go and fight the boss. I already had them. And I just went.
You're just like,
and
I'm
I was
done.
like,
So
okay. But it's like, so once I was online, I was kind of like cruising, but I sat there for like a bunch of that randomizer / Archipelago going, damn, I really ain't played this game in a minute, huh? Because a lot of my experience was with the like 5 to 10% of the moves that you use during the speed run. And like Royal Guard, the guard thing comes out in a frame, basically. So it allows you to do, from the very beginning of the game, like canceling a weapon attack, like in 1 frame. So you can actually shoot the shotgun, which normally will go like this, and then Dante will like ready it up again. You can cancel that with guard and then immediately shoot again. So you're just doing like shoot guard, shoot guard. So he looks like this the whole time you're doing this. And it just makes the shotgun like basically semi-auto.
Yeah.
So,
interesting.
and that's like within the first 3 missions actually that you get that ability with Royal Guard. Also, Royal Guard, you can block explosions and get like a full revenge meter to then like throw back at enemies and stuff. There's points where you just see enemies like will just get guarded and then just like Dante just rips into them and it's like, oh, that was a lot of damage. There are some boss 1 cycles in a new game file that probably wouldn't be possible without Royal Guard. So like this is what people don't understand about like everyday parry systems and the difference between that and Royal Guard. The parry systems in a lot of modern games are designed to like be what the game is molded around and like the game expects you to do this thing. Royal Guard is like designed to break the game if you are ever good at it. So I didn't, have it for a lot of the playthrough and I was like, oh God, But it was really cool to be forced. Yeah, it was really cool to be forced to tap into a lot of like knowledge that I'd forgotten that I had. Like I remember
That's the best part of randomizers.
What is it? It is pretty cool. Yeah, like there was a point where I was like, oh yeah, what is it? Where I think it was Wife who was in my chat, and he was like, oh yeah, Navon's Swordmaster is really good on Cerberus because Swordmaster Navon, he'll actually take the guitar out and like hit people with the guitar as opposed to like shooting lightning bats from it. And then like he said that and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It is really good. So I just like, I did like 1 air combo to Cerberus and his health was just like, chung, chung, and I was like, okay, excellent, But then I also realized how much like Royal Guard and the weapons that you have at the time against Navon herself as a boss really like make that boss a lot more of a joke than she really is. Also, I didn't have Devil Trigger until like
that's what you were like. Please get my Devil Trigger, please.
The back half of that game is not designed for you to not have Devil Trigger. There was like a point where I had to like I was trying to like do a secret mission to get some items for somebody while I was just like putzing about because I couldn't move forward. And I went to go do a secret mission where you have to like knock enemies off of an elevator. And I was like, I don't think without Devil Trigger, I have the DPS to do this at all. And like also since Devil Trigger allows you to ignore like a couple of hits or whatever during every activation, I was like, I don't think I can, like, since I have to care about what these guys are doing, I don't know if I can deal with that because the enemies in that mission ignore hit stun. So I was like,
oh, ew.
Dang. Well, they have a stun value, I should say, and I don't know exact stun values, but you can actually math it out. So like if you, because every weapon has like a numbered stun value thing, like every attack, I believe. And so like, let's say, you know, you have to hit 100 stun points. If you do the same exact combo every time, it'll always result like at a stun where you think it is. There's like entire combo videos that are designed around this concept.
Yeah.
This game fucking rules, by the way. I just want to say, like,
So how does
Yeah,
this
no.
game, like, how does it work in a randomizer? Is it like, it sounds like that you still go from mission 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. It's not like every mission is
Yeah.
unlocked or anything like that. And do you like start with anything in
So-
particular or no?
did you say, do I want to start with anything?
No,
in
or
particular?
do you
do you
start with
start with an item or something in particular, like when you load into the game, or are you just given nothing, or like just
you just
those
have
kind of
your
details?
you have your first starting melee, and then your starting style, and then your starting guns.
Okay.
Those I had actually randomized. They weren't in the initial pass through that Nestani and I did, and then I was like, actually, if I have Rebellion and Ebony and Ivory, those are like two of the best like weapons to use, basically. So I was like, I just want to randomize this as well. And then honestly, the first two missions are not like there's no like point of progression there that has to be unlocked. Because like DMC3 is really one of the last remnants of DMC having RE-DNA, where the entire area, I mean, to an extent, this is true in DMC4, but it's a lot less unlocked. It's basically just mission. But in DMC3, there's still like, you have to go and get this key item in order to put it in a door, or put it in a statue, or put out a fire, like a magical fire, or to ride an elevator. And then that's how you get to the different points of the mission. Especially because there's like the missions in that game have rooms, and it's not as like freeform as DMC4 is in terms of like how those rooms are laid out. So there would be times where, so like starting on mission 4, you have to get a key item to access, I think it was in 4. It was either in 4 or 5. But there comes a point where you have to actually get an item in order to, I guess mission 5. You have to get an item called the Soul of Steel, but first you have to get a Vajura to access that and put it like somewhere. The Soul of Steel allows you to walk across thin air in order to get to a door that you put the Soul of Steel into, and then open a door to get to the elevator to the boss. So there were plenty of times where like I couldn't progress because, well, I thought I wasn't going to be able to. There's plenty of places where I could just not progress in a mission. And then it's like, well, can't get to the next mission then because I'm just waiting on a key item. Fortunately, everybody was pretty good about like the early checks that I was mostly unimpeded until mission 12. And in mission 12, I had to have what is it? Well, yeah, what's interesting is that like, so mission 12, this was actually a really weird game state where you have to pick up a item called the Haywire Generator, or Haywire Neo Generator. And this is supposed to be the item that gives you infinite Devil Trigger while your health drains for the entire level. It's the only level like this in the game. But then you have to drop that Neo Generator off to like turn a bridge so you can go to the next area and fight the boss of the stage. But the game put me in a state where I had infinite Devil Trigger and my health drained, but I didn't have the item on me because it just wasn't unlocked. It's not what I picked up to like activate the infinite Devil Trigger state, at the end of mission 11 or whatever. So it was really, really weird seeing the way that the game breaks or disallows progression. Because like I said, the game didn't care when I just put that fragment or that jewel into the elevator, and it was like, yeah, that's fine. You can just go on ahead. Like, yeah, it's like normally you'd think you'd have to go and activate the cutscenes or like at least travel around to all the rooms that it's expecting you to go through. But it's just like, nope, you can just go up the elevator. I didn't even really need to like check the elevator. It's just like, oh yeah, something goes here. All right, put it in. It's like, all right, cool.
So what you're saying is that you love randomizers.
Yeah, it sounds like you got.
It sounds like you love.
I had fun. I mean, I had fun doing something with y'all that involved a game I really
I think
liked.
that's a big part of it. And like, I think you can look at that as to why like the Archipelago stuff has gotten as popular as it has.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's a way of doing something with people. Because I think sometimes what's hard about like making time to do things with people is we all have to be kind of on the same page about what we're doing. Like if we were using Left 4 Dead, for example, it's like, oh, we all have to be in the mood to play Left 4 Dead, or maybe like Gunfire Reborn, which is a game I've played with some friends. It's like
that's a good game.
But with Archipelago, everyone, or Smite, So it's like one of those things where it's like you don't with Archipelago, you don't all need to be in the same mood to do the exact same game, right? Because we're all doing the thing that speaks to us, right?
Stuff.
Like I'm playing Frogmas.
Exactly.
And like
it's a great way to not have to play friend slop with friends.
This is true. You can also just choose not to play friend slop, but that's neither here nor there.
That's true. I don't do that.
I think also like a lot of like multiplayer games are inherently competitive as well, and Archipelago kind of like removes that whole aspect.
It's cooperative.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just cooperative. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I forgot what I was gonna say too. Because I mean, it's like at that point, like everything's a puzzle, right? I mean, I remember there was a point too where, what was it? Like we all stopped like being on autopilot for the, like, because the first part we were kind of all cruising, and then at some point it's like, oh fuck, what do I need a hint for? Like I need to save up for this thing to like figure this out, or so and so, are you around this area? How fast can you get there? Or are you on the way to while you're on the way to somebody else's check?
That really just translated to Cole, by the way, and no one else.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But for context, with the way we had it set up is that you could type into the console to like hint like where an item was across all four of our games. But in order to be able to use hints, you had to first find enough stuff in your own world. So it was like a percentage. You can unlock a hint if you got like a certain amount of checks or item locations in your own game.
Yeah. At first,
it
I
did
was
also
like,
force me to remember where shit in DMC3 was as well.
Yeah. At first, I was like, hints, boo, because I'm used to like, I've only really done frights. And that game, I just know like the back of my hand. So I'm like, why the fuck do I need hints? Like, I know this shit. And so, but then with this,
Twilight Princess.
And then I played this, and I was like, all right, let's maybe we should use a few hints.
I mean, when the game gets so massive, you just kind of have to use hints, really.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
it's true.
And that's the thing too, because that was kind of like the primary thing that kind of went wrong with the Archipelago is that just like Cole had way too many checks, right?
Yeah.
In comparison.
Yeah,
to
there was a part where I was kind of like not stressing, but I just felt really bad because everybody was waiting for me to get something.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to City in the Sky, then I'm gonna fight the mini boss, then I'm gonna get this item, then I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna go to the graveyard, get this thing, go here, grab Jax's thing, do this. I can beat the game now. I'm gonna go beat the game. Like, I was like,
It's funny because like it's just like not your fault, which is funny because I think like a lot of people
not
are
at
like,
all. No.
I feel like Archipelago is like, it's just a thing that you have to dial in like over and over again, especially when you're playing a new game. It's just like, okay, these settings didn't work. Let's adjust. And also depends on who else you're playing with, what other games they're playing, how fast I can go through it. Dude, I just did an Archipelago with Thomas where I was playing.
Yeah, you were cruising.
Pokemon Emerald, and it took 7 hours. Because he was playing Super Mario Sunshine, and I was like, Pokemon Mario Sunshine. We have roughly the same amount of checks. Mario Sunshine takes way longer to get checks, right? Versus like Pokemon. So I was just kind of
Really?
Because like
I literally
every time you
watched
get a
all of
shine,
top
it
4
plays
of
that
Melee
animation.
while he was getting checks. And then we ended up just cheating things in so I could finish the game.
Didn't you play
That's
Balatro?
nuts, dude.
I
Jack?
literally played a game of Balatro
That's
because we
fucked
did a collab stream,
Yes.
right? And I like just pulled up Balatro midstream just because. So
Yup.
the problem that I had with Frog Monster, because it's like in terms of like quantity of checks, it's like I want to say it's close to DMC3, but the problem was the speed at which I was able to acquire them, and like. Because once you get like one or two kind of things, you really can go to a lot of different things. So I think it works as an Archipelago game, just not with the games that we were playing.
Yeah.
Right. So if anything, it was more so like, and I had the label on my stream. I was like, I'm just waiting for everyone else. I've hundoed my seed pretty much.
Yeah.
So
It
it was
basically
just
just
like-
turned into Cole had all the checks, and then Cosmic and Jax were just kind of like waiting. And then it even turned, I was playing
We were
Pokemon
racing for
fucking
second.
Platinum, and I ran out of checks. That's like
Yeah.
how like bad it like the
It was a
settings
bad
were.
seed,
Because
dude.
that's just because I think part of that is
Yeah.
you get unlucky, and that's part of it. Because like the one I did with my buddy Thomas, like strength and cut were in the final like Mario Sunshine world, which you only get to after the shine sprites.
No.
What?
Jesus.
It's just
No.
like there's actually just nothing you can do. Like especially in
Yeah,
Pokemon
you're just
Emerald,
fucked.
like you
Yeah,
have to have
that's
strength
tough,
in
dude.
order to access the entire right side of the map, like Mossdeep,
Yeah.
Evergrande, everything.
Literally.
Like the other half of the game, essentially. And I was like, you have to get all your shrine sprites before I can play. Like,
yeah.
and so it's like you can
like,
get
what are we
unlucky with
doing?
that,
That is
but
tough.
like in this case, I think it was like partially unlucky and partially like we just had way too many checks in Cole's game. So like we've dialed in the settings because spoiler alert, guys, we're gonna do this again tomorrow, same time, because Cosmic begged us and pleaded us because he was like, guys, I love randomizers so much. Can we do this again? He's like,
And
I
I gotta
can't wait
figure out a
to
different
play
game to
so
play.
many games. Like he's like, I want to play Bayonetta, I want to play Doom, he wants to play Resident Evil 2. Like there's so
All right,
he
I didn't mention
loves-
Bayonetta, bro.
Dude, he loves this, dude. He's
Dude, the Bayonetta rage. bait
I
is the
said,
funniest part.
nah, not Bayonetta, bro. Well, see, I know it wasn't rage bait. We had talked about Bayonetta, but I was just like, I'm not good at that game, bro. I suck at that game. Like, come on, dog. But if he was trying to rage bait me, he could have been like, oh man, the Oogie's Revenge randomizer.
does that have one?
And I'd have been
That's
like,
fucking cool.
No.
If that has one,
No, it doesn't.
Bro.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I was like,
If
is
that
that-
has a
Thank
rando,
God.
we need to
you've
we
gotta
need to readjust
play
our
the
values
real
as a society.
DMC2 Archipelago. Come on.
Yeah, sure. Yup.
But
But yeah, we're gonna do another one tomorrow. We don't
Yeah.
know what Jax is playing, but Cosmic's gonna play
That's what I
DMC3
was gonna
again, most
ask.
likely.
that's what I was going to ask. yeah.
Cole's gonna play Twilight
Yeah.
Princess, except with reasonable settings. And then I'm gonna
Yeah.
play Pokemon Emerald, which is smaller than Platinum, so it should be.
I'm
quicker.
thinking about
True.
trying Majora's Mask. I've done it as a randomizer solo, but I've not tried it on Archipelago. But the thing with Majora's Mask and like the 64 Zeldas is there's a lot of options you can use to like speed things up and just like make things take less time. So like, I mean, well, Majora's Mask, for example, it has the fast travel system with the Song of Soaring and all that. So I can just give that to myself in advance and make that easier to get around, right? Or it's like there's a lot more fine tuning of the controls over. Oh, what do I actually need to do to beat the game, or what actually gets randomized into the pool, right? Because I could make it awful. I could make it like
Don't.
if you really wanted to, you
Don't
could,
make it
with
awful.
those games. They have like they have a setting called pot sanity where every like breakable jar in OOT or MM is like a check.
Yeah,
it
see,
it's
there's
just
some people that hate
the
themselves.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
How, it's like how Pokemon Emerald has Dex Sanity, where like every single Pokemon is a check, and it's just like I'd rather die.
Yeah.
What?
Or like how
that's-
Frights has every snack being a
snack
check.
sanity.
Yeah, snack
Well,
sanity.
to be fair,
That's
that one's not
stupid.
even. That's not bad because you just do a hundo run. That's all that turns into. You just play.
Yeah, but at
100%.
that point, just do Hundo. Like, what are we doing?
That's
Like,
why the setting is stupid.
Yeah.
That's why, like, that was the conclusion we all got to when we were playing when the Frights Archipelago launched for the first time. We were all like, "Oh, dude, every snack, that's hilarious!" And then it was just like, Oh, I
We just
literally
all do Hundo.
like Cole like started doing this path, and I was like, I'm just gonna play Hundo, and then I just played Hundo. I was just like, it was dumb, and that's why
alright.
you only do all monster tokens or all bosses for that. Really, you should only do all monster tokens. That's really the only, because that's the only time where you're actually gonna be kind of restricted in that game, and then you have to like kind of homie handshake to not do CE, and then that might be an okay Archipelago game, but it really only works by itself.
I didn't even set it to AMT. I set it to like 18 of the 20 or like 17 of the 20. Because I would play it in Archipelagos and other groups, and I would just be sitting there. Like
I also
just
like
waiting.
all bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was saying. Is I don't think
that
that game really works with other games very well.
Yeah.
Just because you can either beat the game or you can't. It's very binary. Like, do you have double jump, super smash, and helmet? Okay, you're done or you're not.
Yeah. Unless you're like, oh, I'm choosing not to do these skips or glitches.
Yeah. But then it's just like, I don't know. Anyway, guys, so we love randomizers.
Yeah, anyway.
And that's what we should take away from this.
I know
a randomizer
Cosmic, but
now.
I'm sorry that we've spent so long talking about randomizers. It's okay.
You're good.
I'm just saying, I love watching
was
Super
just
Mario
gonna say
Odyssey
that
randomizers because Small Ant Races morph, and so they're doing something
Dude,
together.
Mario?
Mm-hmm.
Top tier Mario right
speaking
there.
of Mario and top tiers, Fast 53 got announced the other day.
Yeah, it did. I didn't even see it until
That is true.
Sonny posted about it because it
Same.
was
When
on
is-
Twitter, and I don't
When
use
is
Twitter.
when is the deadline
It's-
again?
October 10th.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's definitely
So
a lot
it's
of time to
long
submit.
time.
But you know,
I think I can double check.
but we've talked about this before. The thing that always makes this as a speedrunning event really interesting is you get one game, one category, pretty much.
Yeah. That's really put your best foot forward type stuff.
Yeah. When it comes to the submission, at least I know, like for example, like Satan at last event did 2 runs.
Yeah, it's October
I think,
10th.
like I don't quite remember how that worked out or why that happened, but that was But it's like essentially you get whatever your best fucking submission is, and I think that's not even just because of put a lot of pressure. Like I think it's a function of the fact that this is Ludwig. So like there's going to be a billion people submitting to it that are just like.
So they don't want to have to review 5 submissions per person. Yeah.
Per person. Yeah. Because everyone in their right mind would submit 5 games to Fast 53 because it's the Ludwig event, right? But it's also like, I think it's like deep into winter is when they're running it. It's
December. Yeah.
No
date is announced. December. It just says December 2026. So there's actually lead time this time versus like last time where like a lot of people couldn't go because they had like there were certain people that like couldn't go that got reached out to that couldn't go because they had work or they had other prior obligations. So
yeah.
This one should be. This one is actually unironically, I think, is probably going to be the best one yet, just because like he can actually make a schedule, or not he, but like his team can actually make a schedule, and then they can like get people very far ahead of time. Like, hey, this is around the time, so then you can tell your job and be like, hey, I'm probably going to take some time around December, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Although it does become kind of a awkward thing depending on your job, because like if you already have a winter break, then it's like,
are you biting into your winter break to go speed run in front of Ludwig? Like, which some people are willing to do that.
But I was just only saying that could technically create complications, but other than that, it should be fine.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna now that there's more time, like it's gonna be a lot more competitive. Like it already was really competitive, just because it's not just speedrunners; it's also, content creators,
other content creators.
Like they don't just do speedrunning, like
traditional. They did a hot dog
segments.
race.
They did
it was fire.
It was kind of funny. I will give them that.
It was pretty sick. It was pretty good.
It was pretty fucking funny.
That's like the only thing I remember about the event was the hot dog race.
To Jax's point too about Satan, Ludwig's kind of shown that he can be like kind of fluid with what happens at the event. Because like I remember Lil Aggie said that at first, like, Parky was just going to be his +1, and they actually like comped Parky's flight as well, and then they just ended up doing a 2 players 1 controller run because she happened to be going for Sekiro, and they just kind of like added that on. Like at first it was just gonna be Aggie doing a run, and then Ludwig was or his team were just like, you wanna do this 2 players, 1 controller? And they were like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
So,
And you really don't
things
get
like
with something
that
like
can
GDQ.
just kind of, yeah, exactly, because GDQ is a lot more like just overall structured, honestly, and like there's no like benevolent dictator at GDQ who can just go, all right, we're doing this, like Ludwig basically could.
Yeah.
At his event, where it's like everything goes back to him, and it's basically like what he says goes, unless it's illegal, in which case I'm sure his team would advise against it. But if he decides, you know what, well, maybe. Where was I going with that? Right, so like he's just kind of like you could end up doing more at those events than you thought. Like you could, if you just decided to show up, like I don't know, you could just end up doing a run for whatever reason.
If I were selected for something, I'd bring like more than just whatever controller or console I had been requested for, just because. I mean, with Satan's experience, for example, but also I'm not stupid. Like I'm just like give myself every opportunity,
every buff,
every fucking
So it can be more of like a kind of a partier vibe probably than something like a GDQ, because like it's just a lot more like loosey goosey with the way that things can kind of go, like, or they can play it by ear a little bit more. So it's an interesting.
I can't help but feel like it has different goals as an event too. Like obviously both it and other events like GDQ are trying to raise money for charity, but it's like it feels a lot more content focused, if that makes sense. Yeah. Not even just from like when I was talking about a couple of episodes with like the people not caring about the speedrunning, like the focus on the speedruns, but more so it's like a focus on making a spectacle, making an event, making clips, making content worthy stuff, right?
Yeah. And we do know that like Fast 50 and the other events that have come after it do have like a danger of slipping into just being another GDQ like when somebody like, what is that noise? Okay, I accidentally unmuted a tab on my computer. My bad.
So microwave.
True. Right. So like if Ludwig and his buddies or whatever, or there wasn't like another content creator on stream for like Fast 50, it was very much just like any other speedrun marathon at that point. But the fact that they have people on there who it's their job to, just fill time.
Never shut the fuck
basically.
up.
Yeah, never shut up. It's a very different it's definitely a paradigm shift. In terms, or I guess like it's like doing a culture shock to what would be like an ordinary speedrun marathon.
And it's like, because we always talk about like speedrunners kind of like getting each other and kind of like intuiting, oh, you kind of fit the vibe a bit of this space. Yeah. I'd be very curious what it's like, because it's a speedrunning event that's not put on by the speedrunning community.
That's true. Yeah. It's like we're being contracted in basically.
A little, yeah. And it's a very different kind of thing. But then again, it also, when we talked about the ceiling of, GDQ or speedrunning, it's like, this is a very different kind of ceiling because it's not just speedrunning at that point. It's content, right? It's like this giant fucking audience that Ludwig or whoever shows up.
It's not even really like the giant audience. It's just there's a different kind of audience. Like that audience is more willing to go out and watch whoever is on the screen doing the thing versus like GDQ, which I would argue 60 to 70 to 80% of the viewers literally just have it on the background while they just go about their day and it's probably on mute. Right. Yeah. Like it's just like, GDQ's on sick. It's just on perpetually for like the whole week. You know what I mean? And they float in and out.
Yeah.
Agree. Yeah.
Which I think like leads to my second point, which is I'm actually more concerned about this event because on the Google Doc there was a section that said, "Are you willing to run during the graveyard shift?" So that's like 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And there was a section for that, and I think that's bad for the event, because I think the reason that the other one was so good and did so well is because it was just like they didn't go overnight, if I recall correctly. And the second one, they did not go overnight. And Fast 52, I'm pretty sure it was
the
just
second one, maybe.
In Fast 52, I think it was just per day, and then like people would go home.
That
and
might not
come
be
back.
true.
Is it not true?
I'm gonna.
From what I remember, there was a shut off and a start on, but
I know the first one. They definitely went overnight.
The first one definitely went overnight, but the second one I don't think they did.
Yeah.
The second one I really don't think
remember,
they did.
honestly.
But I don't remember. So I mean, comments correct me if I'm wrong if anyone remembers or whatever. But that, like, to me, because that's what I remember from the second event, is that they didn't do that. Because I was looking at the schedule a couple days ago, and there's like, it just had like, this is Friday, this is Saturday, this is Sunday, but there wasn't like overnight stuff unless they scheduled that in after that post was made, because that was like his tweet that he made of the schedule, and that obviously everything is subject to change, so maybe they did stuff overnight, but regardless, the main stuff mostly happened during the day, right? And so this, I think having the overnight aspect, I think, hurts this style of marathon more, because there's just a dead period of nothing, right? When like Ludwig or whoever is asleep versus like, I swear they shut off the stream, but you know, I'll be wrong if I am, but like the last one I remember, it was just like, here's this whole time he's up for 12 hours and he leaves and comes back. You know what I mean? And then like, so I don't know. That's like my only addendum here, is that like I wish they weren't doing the overnight stuff. Like, because I think that is really what kind of leads you to the GDQ trap, because it's like, sure, like you can get the overnight shift, but like then it's just like, I don't know. I think like overnight is just kind of there to be there. You know what I mean? In a way, just so you can say that it's a 24/7 marathon. And like, I get it, because like in the current stream age, like the marathon streams are super popular, right? And so like, I understand why Fast 53 is going the marathon route, because that's, I mean, literally Senna's doing Senathon right now. Like it's literally a whole month straight of just her. Like, fucking. Anyway. Terrible. Can you tell that I don't like the whole concept of marathons? I just don't like them. Anyway, but like, so like it's super meta right now to do that. Like Agent, like all of them do it. All of them do marathon streams, and like
subathons.
It's definitely like in my opinion, it's kind of beating a dead horse, and most importantly, I think that is what traps you into the GDQ likeness versus anything else. I think it was just like, hey, we're going 11 to 11 or 11 to 1 or 2, whatever the time is, but you had a clear, like, we are shutting off the stream, we're going to bed, we're coming back up, we're doing it again. I think that creates a very clear delineation from GDQ, even if the content were to be more similar, even though it's not. You know, I think that's like a very good thing to like kind of take away. And it's funny because it's a double-edged sword, because then it's like, well, then less people get into the event. But what I would argue is that, are the people running at 4 a.m. getting any fucking shit from that? Like, if we're viewing it through that lens, right?
Yeah, if we're viewing it through that lens,
it's just like, I don't know. I don't think so. And it's like, because it's like cool, you get to go to the event, but then you're just like, oh, I'm running at 3 a.m. And then it's just like, and like when the focus on the Ludwig event, like Jax was saying, is more about content and not necessarily about the charity, which is there. Obviously, they're trying to raise money for charity, but like, I would say that the primary focus is to be funny first, donate second, versus like, I think GDQ is very clearly donate first, let's play the game second. Which is, you know, neither one I think is better than the other or worse than the other. That's just the way that both of them operate. So anyway, I'm curious about your thoughts on that, on the overnight stuff.
I think it would be interesting. Like, it begs the question, like, obviously, because like even when Ludwig would be up for the full 12 hours or whatever, he wasn't on stage for every single run. Right? He'd have other, you know, talent on. He'd have like stands on, or
Atrioc stands, or, like all of them,
all of them,
Slime.
Right? So Slime, right? So I guess that, like, my thing is like, if they're doing like overnight stuff, does that necessarily preclude them from doing like overnight content? They might not do like their bigger things like overnight.
I mean,
like,
technically, I mean, he probably could like have some like of the content creators do some of the overnight stuff if they like do it in waves, because they kind of did it in waves where like Squeaks would be on, and then like he would kind of go off, and then Lud would come on, he would go off, and Stans would come on, like whatever. Like they would kind of alternate. So I think they could technically alternate into the night. It's just like, are you going to convince these streamers to do that? I don't know. They're streamers at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like they are there to get their clicks. So it's just like if you're burying certain streamers at 3 a.m., like I don't know how many of them would be willing to do that, but that would be interesting if that was the plan. I don't know how well that would go over, but that would be interesting, I think.
No, that was just something I was thinking on a little bit. I guess, I think Cosmic had something as well, but yeah, I don't know, because it's like that was always my thing with like the overnights too with GDQ or just any marathon. I mean, a lot of smaller events don't do overnights anymore, which I would agree is good. But to me it always speaks as to like a missed opportunity, or like something where stuff can be leveraged a bit more powerfully, if that makes sense. So I was kind of approaching it from that angle. But Cosmic, you had something you wanted to say, right?
Well, I was going to say that the thing is, right, is that I think that what people would say is in part what makes GDQ special is it being overnight. And while it's a great thing to have a lot in common with GDQ in terms of, metrics and everything, I think that with something as easily omitted as an overnight shift, it's good to have that difference, because then it's clear you're not just trying to imitate GDQ.
Yeah.
If everybody is doing what someone was doing, then what that person was doing is, a little less special, or like basically what all those other people are doing, not as well as the person that's doing it the best. And then we're all a little bit less special, if everybody's doing the special thing. It's why, like, as much as I love Tom Morello as a guitarist, I'm glad that not everybody plays like Tom Morello, because then it would all just be the same. So, yeah, it's kind of where I come at it. I think it'd be a good thing to not have an overnight shift. You can just get some very focused, strong periods of playing games, having fun, having donations come in, getting your clickbait or clip moments and all that. And it's probably easier on the expense front as well, because you have to fly out less people.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
There is that too.
Yeah.
So logistically, it's just easier, because then you also don't have to, think about paying for overnight lighting and all that, or paying workers for like, your production studio, paying them, basically shift differential as well. So plus it's less time that the equipment has to run hot, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I think it's a good point.
So there's a lot of advantages
of like it being focused, because I think in a way, like, well, GDQ like is focused. It's almost like kind of not focused in a way, because it's just like, boom, like always on basically.
Yeah.
And I think that like the thing that made, well, in my opinion, I know a lot of people don't like this event, but like in my opinion, what makes this event interesting to me, like Fast 50 and Fast 52, like both of them, was the fact that it is more focused, at least during the times where Ludwig is on the screen during the first one. And then obviously in the second one, I think it's a lot more focused of a product, which like makes it drastically different from GDQ. Like, and I'm not even talking about like the fucking Twitter trolls that are like, well, they can curse on fucking Fast 52, so like, it's like, kill yourself, bro. Like fucking like, like the
stupid shit.
Like it's the whole approach. It's not just the fact that we can say fuck on stream. Like that is not, you know what I mean? It's just like, which is ridiculous. But I think like the whole approach was different, and that's kind of a big thing, is that like I feel like we are changing the approach again, which is fine. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. Like maybe he has a better vision, like Jax was talking about. Like maybe he has more ideas to cook during the overnight shift. But I just kind of feel like with this event, with how focused everything is during the day, like how are you going to translate that tonight without it feeling like an afterthought or like a second, like oh, this is just there to fill time essentially.
Yeah.
Because I think GDQ does a good thing with that, because like they'll have like the horror block, which will go pretty deep into the night, or they'll have historically they've had silly block at like fucking graveyard shift, which incentivizes you to wake up at like 3 a.m. and just like be on this fuck ass time to watch this thing. And granted, they didn't do that this time, this past event, but like, you know, they've created different ways of incentivizing you to wake up for these things and stay up for these like really late night overnight shifts, which I think is good on GDQ. But then it's like, how is Ludwig going to do that, you know?
Yeah. How's Ludwig going to do that in a way that feels like Ludwig?
It's also interesting too, because it's a ticketed event. So it's like part of it too is like they're like, yeah, buy tickets to come watch the show live type of thing.
Yep.
So it's like, what does that look like now with like the overnights? You know, it's like,
yeah,
you know, it's overnight security, overnight, you know, like are people gonna actually, you know, because that sometimes happens
behave
with GQ a little
themselves.
bit is like nobody stays up to like in the stream room.
No.
So it's like if you're just, you know, having the same situation where it's like somebody's playing a game in a dead room, it's like, how does that look? You know? So I don't know. It's interesting. I guess what I will say as well is I'm definitely still going to submit. Like even with the, you know, I'm probably still going to click the
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is if
11 p.m. to
everybody's
7 a.m.
submitting.
checkbox.
I said I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I can get off enough days at work for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm still budgeting to go to AGDQ.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, you know.
Yeah, the flight in the room definitely helps, but it's like, you know, making the time.
Definitely,
Which is-
yeah.
Yeah.
I will definitely throw something in just because why the fuck not? But like, so I'm probably
Why
going
the
to do
fuck not,
Neopets. We were kind of talking about this just in call the other day. Like, of the stuff that I run, it's like, for something like this, it feels like, not, I don't want to say the most clickbait, but it's like, it's Neopets. It's the most recognizable
People know what Neopets are.
brand or thing,
Yeah.
right? People know what it is. It's like, oh, I know the website. What the fuck is this? Right? And it's also just like when I pitch the game to people, it's like I feel like I get to do a new magic trick every 3 minutes I play that game.
That's
just because
true,
there's
yeah.
because
It's
there's
a
such a
great run.
variety
That's
of
true,
shit
yeah.
that's going on, right? And then on top of that, like I can also pitch like a glitch exhibition and like, you know, make the comparison. So in terms of like what has the most solid pitch, I think it's Neopets, and it's not even close. Because if you know, Ludwig probably
Well,
has the,
SpongeBob
you know,
movie.
yeah, but I'm out of shape. I'm hella out of shape on that game. And Bubble Bass, he lives on the West Coast, so if anyone's gonna submit and be close, it'd probably be him.
Is he submitting it though?
I don't know.
You should ask him.
I can ask him.
If
should
he's
ask
not
him.
submitting, I
Yeah.
think movie's probably your best bet.
You should roll in, be like, yo, what
Yeah.
up? Are you
Because
submitting?
SpongeBob is just more popular, right?
then-
So it's just
That
like
is true too.
It's true.
infinitely more popular than Neopets. I
yeah.
should add, like infinitely.
Mm.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yo,
it
what
would
about
be a lot. It
Stuart
would be a
Little,
lot more.
bro?
Dude,
fucking make me play
wait,
Stuart,
please.
Hey, dude,
Fuck all that
please,
noise.
Stuart Little too. Stuart Little too.
Dude,
100%,
if I
bro.
got a second, you know what? If I got a second submission, sure, I'll submit Stuart.
No, that should be
But, like,
your
if I
primer.
only get
Stuart
the
Little
if I-
2, 100%.
Only get the bro. If I only no, bro. If I only get the one
it's
submission,
your legacy. It's your legacy game. Stuart Little 2.
dude. If that's my legacy,
Legacy.
dude,
Jaxler
if that's my
won.
legacy, I need to just
Legacy.
fucking fucking fake my own death and just like scrub the records, man. That's bad.
Stuart Little 2 is a great
Can I
game.
actually-
I'll put
Stuart.
that.
But like going back to movie though, like the thing that's tricky with that is the game has evolved extremely rapidly within the last like I'd say 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
There's a credits warp now. There's a new glitch called ghost warping that has just completely reshaped the way that you go about routing and playing the game. So like I could get it done by October, but then if I'm like again if I'm playing movie again and then people are like, oh, why are you playing movie? I was like, oh, I'm relearning Cycles of It to Fast 53. Like at that point. Because I also don't want to be that guy who's like working on things in secret or whatever because I want to submit to a thing. Because it just feels like strat hoarding, you know, in the same way where it's like, oh, I found this new thing. I'm going to wait till I get a world record with it. Right? To me, it's spiritually the same thing.
I'm just going to posit this to you. With all of these new strats, it sounds to me like you got some pretty big PBs coming your way.
That is extremely true.
Also, I would just say too, like, does it matter if you have a record for Ludwig's event?
It doesn't.
Like, I feel like that
it.
matters a whole lot less.
Sure.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know how they select their games. I don't think they've ever said publicly how they do it.
But the thing of it is, if Bubble
I don't
Bass
believe
submits,
so,
for
no.
example, he just submits his GDQ run as the VOD.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is why I said
And I don't
ask
have
him.
that.
And then if he doesn't, then you submit movie. And then
Yeah.
if he does, then you submit Neopets.
But what about
but also Neopets. No, don't fucking say Stewart again.
What is
Don't
it?
do this.
Ragnarok.
but what about the new strats though? Does he do the new strats in the GDQ VOD or no?
No, definitely not.
All right,
But it's
well,
almost-
he
it's
can't
like a-
submit that then.
I mean,
If the new shit's not in there, he's
Yes
not gonna submit the
and
GDQ
no.
VOD.
I'm just
It's
saying,
complicated.
if you want to
it's so
get into
fun.
the
It's
event,
so
And
weird. It's
yes.
so complicated.
I'm just saying if
sorry,
you want to
it's
get into the
Yes
event, it's
and
very
yes.
easy. It's really just 1 + 1 = 2. Like you ask him if you could submit movie, and if you can't
Yeah.
submit movie, then you do Neopets.
Sponge plus Bob equals SquarePants. 1 + 1
the only
equals 2.
thing I worry about is like the Stray. Like I know Shift is retired or whatever, but like the Stray
I don't give a
from
fuck.
Bikini Bottom submission him. Like,
Who cares, bro?
but it's like I also feel more interested in doing Neopets. Like that's my thing. If I get
Well,
like one,
Well, that's
You
all
can do
you
what
had
you
to
want.
say,
We were
brother.
just saying that like
Yeah.
this is the most
I'm
logical.
trying to justify my
Because you were like,
my decision.
what is the best? What is the most optimal thing? And we just gave you the most optimal line. That's all we were doing. You can do what you want. We're not forcing you to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah.
submit a Whiplash,
I mean,
I wouldn't.
These
care,
are
you know what I mean?
optimales. Optimales. People have been saying this. Optimales.
Cole, are you submitting?
Yeah.
That's like a tamale, but optimal.
I have no idea, honestly. I really have only one thing that I'd submit, but like,
Which
Scooby Plug and
is?
Play.
no. Probably Scooby Dance Pad. But if I were to do that,
Oh,
one,
you got to get in shape, brother.
Well, he's
no,
already
it's
in
not
shape,
even
bro.
it's not even
He's already
that.
locked
It's
in.
more so just like something about that challenge that always kind of bugged me is that I was never able to do it with just my feet. Like I had to, there was points where I had to sit on the ground and I had to use my hands
Oh, yeah.
to do like GGS and RBS and Skull 4 and stuff. And I don't know if that really like ruins
If the optics are
fun.
good, yeah.
Yeah. And the
I
other
wonder
thing too,
if you could, to improve the optics, maybe do it on a twister board.
what is a twister board?
Yo, do they even make those?
What is a twister board?
I'm-
like you
it-
mean like the
I don't
game
know,
twister with
maybe.
the colors?
Hold on.
Yes, the game Twister.
Yeah, what you don't know? What, Twister.
No, okay, so it's like Twister the
Twister,
board.
bro.
game.
Not like tornadoes. I don't know if they make those, but I hope they do, dude.
Video game.
But I feel as though
there's no way.
I feel as though the optics are better if it's on a twister board.
I don't think they make this, so I think
Is
you're.
this heat or am I burning?
If it existed, it would be cool.
I have to
but
Michael
it doesn't
Reeves it
exist.
if I
so
wanted
I
to do
am
that.
not. I am not.
He would have to
smelling what
make
you're
his
stepping
own
in right
Twister
now.
gamepad for that.
That sounds like ass.
that
That
would
sounds
be
like a Michael
so
Reeves
heat,
video.
though.
That'd be a lot of work. I have never soldered anything. I've never coded. I'm sure it's
You'd have to
actually
get
not
smart.
even that hard.
Or-
but I'd have to get really smart
That's fair.
really fast.
Oh
yeah.
wait, dude, just use Claude. Just AI vibe code it, bro. Like, what are we talking about? It's easy peasy. Just buy that subscription, burn down the forest, get the fucking code in there, just run
But-
it, man. Like, come on. What are we
But the
doing?
other thing that prevents me from submitting this kind of, which is kind of a weird reason, but like I want to be done.
You said by the end of the year, and this is December of 2026, so technically it's within the year.
I know, but it's like the stuff that I wanted to do at the end of the year is completely different from that. So, which I probably shouldn't even formulate that into the plan because the odds of me getting in are literally like
It's
1 in a
0%,
million.
bro.
Like, there's no shot, but
I think that's like for all of us, and for all you watching. Like, if you get in, like it's luck, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's.
yeah.
That's
It
pretty
is.
elite, yeah.
But that's pretty much the
I think it
only
low key
thing
is
that
harder to
I've
get
thought of.
this than GDQ.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know,
Probably.
though.
What?
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
just by
I don't-
numbers strict, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
7 days versus 3 days.
I feel like I would actually.
4 or is it?
Yeah, I won't say that. No.
It's
I was gonna
3,
say
think.
I feel like I'd be more pissed if I got a graveyard shift and got in than not going in at all.
I think that's
But I don't know
valid.
Fair
if I
enough.
would necessarily put
Yeah,
my
that's
claim in
fair.
that. But like,
Yeah, I think like for me, I'm more interested in just going to the event just to go to it. I think like even if I had a graveyard shift, I think it would just be cool to just be in that area. You know what I mean? Just hanging
And
out
experience
with
it.
Yeah.
people and just experiencing it. You know, and just
Yeah,
meeting
as
a
an
bunch of new people
experience.
too.
Yeah.
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 Because I think that's like the most interesting part for me. That's why like I wouldn't mind doing the graveyard shift. Obviously, I would rather not. But also, I understand what I'm walking into. Like if I get accepted,
Yeah.
I will be on the graveyard shift. Period. Like there's no way that I'm not. Right? It's like I don't play any popular game like enough. Like maybe if I played Sonic Unleashed, maybe I would have a better shot of getting like.
Yeah.
But I don't know that game yet, so that's a next year project. So maybe Fast 54, guys. Wow. But I also think that like I don't know. I feel like I mean this kind of harkens back to what we were talking about with the Ceiling GDQ episode. But it's just like I think Ludwig, while you do get a bump, it's also like not the most drastic bump. Like
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
example, actually I won't use this person's name. But there was a person that attended GDQ, and I did pocket watch them. That attended Ludwig's event, rather. My bad. So there's a person that attended Ludwig's event that got in, and they streamed like before and after, and they did get a bump, but the bump that they got was 20 average, right? Which is substantial. That is
Pretty
huge
good.
on Twitch. Like going from,
Yeah,
significant,
I won't say the viewer amounts, but let's just say that it's under 200 viewers that they were averaging before and after. And so if you're under 200 average and you get
That
a 20,
matters a lot.
it matters a lot. It's a pretty big chunk when you're underneath that cap. But the thing is like they hit the bump and then, you know, they didn't really capitalize and they just kind of faded away back down to the normal viewership, which, you know, so it's almost that thing too, where it's like, if you're going to get these 20 extra average, you better have a plan to do something with it.
Yeah.
Too. So it's not like you're getting into the
Yeah.
event. It's like you get into the event and also you're doing all this stuff, which is almost like a reason why I don't want to get into the event right now, because I kind of like, I think next year or whenever really, at some point I'm planning on like actually doing more like YouTube content stuff. And I would much rather have that already in the tank and have like some videos in the tank before I got accepted. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Because I think, like, for example, I think Cole would be able to capitalize on it just because of what he does and how good his work is. You know what I mean? Because he has all these really good videos already in the bank that people can go watch. And then they're like, oh, shit, this guy's funny. And then, you know, he's going to continue to do that. And he would also, like, make a plan around it, obviously, if he got in. Because he would be like, oh, I'm going to drop this video. Because he did the same thing for GDQ, right? He dropped the All Bosses video. Like, he dropped the... whatever.
I'm making the tutorial.
Yeah, he's
right
making the
now,
tutorial,
but
and
yeah.
he's also about to drop the Spider-Man video, right? So he already has this
Yeah.
like whole plan, and he's also doing, you know what I mean? And it's just like I feel like you have to be like something like Cole if you plan, like if you want that bump from this event, like you have to have already been putting in the work in a way, right?
Yeah.
Which is why like
It's not some golden ticket.
yeah, that's why for me I'm kind
Yeah.
of just submitting for fun for the experience, but like.
Yeah. And
Next year
I mean,
would
for
be
me,
a better option for me to get accepted.
Sure.
But also, with how competitive that is, I'll take it no matter what.
yeah,
You know?
exactly. Right. And I feel like for me, it'd be kind of like a networking thing too, a little bit as well, just to like introduce myself into that space and be like,
Hey,
Hey, this
Liam,
is
have
who
you
I
ever heard of
'Cause
this
it's like-
game Whiplash?
well, because it's like, hey, like if I have a run that goes over well in that group, you know, it's like one of those things with like, you know, where I am with GDQ, it's like they see me as reliable, right?
Hey,
so
Green
just kind of
Luigi,
like,
have you ever heard of Neopets the Darkest Fairy? Hmm?
dude, that would be funny. But you know what I mean? But like you said, it's also just an
That's
opportunity
funny.
to meet people that maybe I probably wouldn't get to meet otherwise because it isn't
Yeah.
a speed like put on by speedrunners, right? So I might get to meet people outside of my normal space or wheelhouse, which I kind of struggle to do on my own. So I don't know, you know. But also, again, we're talking like hypotheticals where it's very unlikely shit's
Yeah,
gonna
none of
happen.
us getting in. If the only person that could get in out of us is probably fucking Cosmic, if he submits. Because he plays Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, if I submitted it. Yeah.
which is a
Like,
cool ass game.
Yeah.
Cosmic, can you teach me Devil May Cry 5?
Dude, bro, just fucking
Don't
play.
tempt his ass.
Just learn Sonic Heroes, bro. Like, what do you mean? Like, you already have your top tier.
Sonic Heroes.
We all have our top tiers besides Jax, you know?
Man.
true.
He's already
Hey,
got
well,
it.
actually,
It's
he could
called
play.
Stuart Little.
He likes Zelda. He could technically pick up a Zelda game at some point.
I could.
Yo,
but
the fucking Link's archery training, bro. It's coming, dude. Your
nah,
day is on its way,
Dude,
man.
Dude,
Dude,
I
if
can't
you
wait for the
actually
YouTube
learn
video
that-
I make. Dude, I can't wait for the YouTube video I make after that. It was like, I brought a gun to Ludwig speedrunning event.
That's easy title. I'm just saying, if you learn that, you have a high possibility of getting in because that is
Dude.
ridiculous. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's get into the podcast.
Anyhow.
Everyone. Wow. Does anyone have anything going? Well, okay. We have
We all
Archipelago
do.
tomorrow at 3 p.m. We will be doing that. But does
Yep.
anyone have anything outside of that? I think we're playing. So you're going Majora Mora. He's playing Toilet Paper. He's playing the Devil May Come, and then I'm playing Pokemon Emerald. And the Deathlink will be
Yeah.
working with all of us because Pokemon Emerald does have support with Deathlink. So I will also be dying.
Oh, tight.
Fun
Yeah.
fact: if you guys kill me, I do lose all my money. So
That sucks.
That's awesome.
yeah,
Damn.
that'll be cool to play around.
That's
rules.
wild, dude.
Did I already
Jeez.
announce the Fatale's ambassador thing? I think I did.
Yeah.
I still don't
I
have.
think you did.
I don't watch the
You
podcast.
did
So.
last week.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did talk about that.
That's fair.
Hopefully, next episode I will have full details on what that will look like. So look forward to that. I should write scripts. It's not a shout out. I'm using this as an opportunity to guilt myself into doing more work.
True,
so,
pussy.
Yeah.
Does that help? Do you want me to call you pussy
it
every
helps-
single day?
that-
I can do that if you want.
I'm sure you want to, regardless of the but you know,
Damn.
shoot or shoot. You know what? Fuck it.
That's why
Yeah,
they call me
I-
the devil who may come.
Yeah. But
And
I
shoot him.
Third
I have
time.
videos I need to work on.
Cool.
It's always the
Sounds like
ending. I fucking
the
hate
C's,
it. Anyway.
double C's.
Yeah, double C. I don't know. By the time this is out, I should be able to talk about it. So I'll be running Vanquish on Out of the Box. What day is this? Wednesday, August 19th. I will be on at 8:15 Eastern. So it'll be any percent no DLC, which is pretty tight. So
And surely he'll have the
yeah, be
103
sure to tune in
before
for
that
that.
as well.
Yeah,
surely by that point, yeah, I'm gonna of course continue with the grind for DMC5. So and hopefully I'll have the 103 or a 102 by then, so I can like throw myself into Vanquish and DMC3. But we'll see.
And hold on, let me double check. I think before the Archipelago stream, I'm gonna be on commentary actually for Chibi Robo. So that will be tomorrow
Sicko mode.
at 1 p.m. start. So you can watch the hotfix of me
Sick.
getting to talk about Chibi Robo, and you can take an hour break, and then you can come back and watch
Did you
us
take a
play
break?
Archipelago. Did you take a break? Did you take a break?
True.
Oh yeah, the Vex World Record is on YouTube now. It's up there. I think I mentioned that last week. but-
Yeah, I saw it.
yeah, it's up there. And thank you for the kind
It's
comments
a
on that as
speedrun
well.
explained.
Speedrun explained, but it's literally just a hotfix file upload.
Hey,
but I mean,
bro,
hey,
look,
You're
it
explaining it.
is what it is.
Cool.
I have.
Oh.
They still haven't verified your run.
yeah, they're still
On
doing
SRC?
the LRT.
These
Count.
motherfuckers. All right, Cole.
They don't have a tool for it. Sorry.
So I'm
be like
going to pee. I don't have anything.
Goodbye.
All
All right,
right.
get out of here, bro.
Bye.